Welcome back to Side Chat. This week I will be flying solo, and I wanted to cover. Initially, in this podcast, I wanted to cover crew points and talk about the mistakes I've made and how, if you're either low level or just starting this game, how can you max efficiency. About to say efficientize, that's not a word. No. Uh, how can you get, how to make the most out of your crew points. But the War Thunder world has been kind of shaken up today with the initial 1.39 dev server rump this morning, and unfortunately I was asleep and I couldn't get on, but from what I heard it didn't even matter because they messed stuff up again and people couldn't even fly. But they did release the preliminary patch notes, and I don't want to overreact. I printed them out here. I'm going to read through some of the interesting points, and then some of the points that, well, we're just going to have to wait and see, and then there's one thing that's disturbed me deep down in my heart about War Thunder. So first off, it says blah blah major additions, new aircraft and missions. Well, we kind of knew that. Squadron battles and events mode. We'll see, but from what I read, that's going to be maybe a premium service only, which I don't know how the hell that's going to work. We already pay what $15 for squadrons. Why is the squadrons battles going to cost us more money? Players rating and ladders. Every other multiplayer game has ladders. I never understand why this game's ladders are delayed and not keeping up. User generated content support. I don't want to see penises on people's airplanes. Progression system has been adjusted. New aircraft of the same rank take less time to unlock. I'm okay with that. Separate fire control for weapons of different calibers. I would appreciate that, especially for planes that have like two 20mm and a 50mm cannon, like my ME410. And significant improvements for AI behavior. Why don't we just give them realistic flight models and damage models? But anyway, so new planes. They changed up the list a little bit. We know that the Spitfire 24, 22 are coming. The new Mosquito is coming, and the Avenger Mark 1 for British is coming, which I'm kind of excited about that. Let's go to the next page. LA-15, I-16 Type 24, I-16 Type 27, and the LA-174 Special Exclusive. I could give a rat's ass about all those. I'm sorry, America. Which has the new Shooting Star, which nobody wants. Especially, I don't want it. I fly American jets all the time. I don't want a new Shooting Star. Anyway, the F-82 Twin Mustang Double Freedom. I'll probably buy that, not gonna lie. But yeah, America. And the Thunderjet, I'll try that. And the new one they added was the F4-1A USMC Corsair, which is a kind of a death trap of Corsairs compared to the other ones. I would rather see the Korea era Corsairs before I see new lower level Corsairs. But hey, there's a new lower tier American plane coming. I can't piss them on too much. The Germans are getting the 198-1. That's cool. MiG-15 bis of the blah blah blah. Canadair Sabre. Yay. New ME262C-1A. And a new DO217. The Canadair and the MiG-15. What? Well, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm a little pissed off today. It's just irritating. I'll get to my point in a minute. Japan's getting the F-86 F-30 and the A6M2 Mod 11. Alright, so we went through new airplanes. That was quick and fast. Then there's a bunch of gameplay stuff which I can't really... I read about, I just don't care. But, yeah, we'll see how that affects the game when that comes out. Let's not even go there. Economics and progression system, which I thought they weren't going to touch from everything I've heard, but they can't leave things alone. So research system and speed unlock new planes, blah blah. Cost for purchasing all aircraft modifications with Golden Eagles reduced by 5 to 10% because nobody is spending Golden Eagles on that. RP conversion cost to research planes modifications reduced by 12 points. Oh, you're not making enough money, so reducing costs, trying to make people buy them. Repair cost in general became lower. Battle ratings adjusted for several planes for better balance. I will get to that in a minute. That's my problem with the game, or biggest problem. Penalties for researching higher rank aircraft while using lower rank aircraft are reduced. I appreciate that because I actually like to fly low level bombers and other airplanes, and I get jack shit towards meteors, or any other jet. Purchase cost for most planes are reduced. Doesn't really matter. And blah blah. So let's move on to the interface. Game menu fonts changed. Well, anyway, I guess somebody likes to home or Times New Roman more. There's some DX9, DX11 fixes coming. Some sound changes. Damage models. Here we go. Engines damage for the A5 and 4. A bunch of airplanes, low-level stuff are being modified. Several fire outbreaks that would not go at high speed are fixed. I like that fix. Crack damage for all new aircraft of the update. Whoa, we'll see about that, Gaijin. Easy there. After that last patch, I don't believe that. Using flaps at high speeds will tear them off. And a bunch of damage model fixes for random planes. Change in ammo rack or controlling wing guns when wing is torn off depends on where ammo rack was situated. Which guns are situated and where wing was cut off. Okay, kind of understand that. And then there's a bunch of flight model changes. The Bearcats are corrected according to data sheets. Well, I'm sure Walrus will be the first one to test that when that comes out. A6M2s are getting corrected. A6M5, good. UFO, nerf that thing. KI-61, good. Let's get that thing on track. KI-84, aircraft power plant errors fixed. Flight model adjusted according to data sheets. Well, they better have that right, or else the Japanese players are just gonna burn down Gaijin headquarters, which as they should. KI-43 completely corrected. I love this. Corrected. You know, like some planes are corrected according to data sheets here, and it says completely corrected according to data sheets. I don't know what that means. Russia, Yak-1, Yak-9K, Yak-9T, Yak-7Bs have been adjusted, and the Hurricane Mark 1 and Fury Mark 1 have been adjusted for British. And BF-109 of the F series has been fixed. Not corrected or completely fixed, just fixed. Their terminology or verbiage here is just hilarious. There's some armament fixes. They changed the way torpedoes can be dropped at high speeds. And then there's a lot of random stuff that I just want to read through. It's kind of interesting. Rockets are being added to the BF-109 F-2. Meteor F-8 gets 8 RP-3 rockets. Where was the old net? BTD Mark 13 early mod is replaced with late mod. Where is it? F6 F-3 gets Tiny Tim rockets. That's pretty ridiculous. B-17 external pylons and respective bomb load added. But there hasn't been any damage models or flight models added for the B-17G in these notes, so we're gonna give it anyway. We'll go there. Fire rate for the MGs for the P-47 and P-51D fixed. I kind of always suspected something was up with those. LA-9 has option of separate cannon controls. I thought all plane and whatever. Well, we'll go there. I'm looking through. There's some new missions and maps coming. And where is the... And then there's some new decals and whatnot coming. Not one word in there about Matchmaker. It was all battle rating and such. And I'll get back to my screen here, because you're probably sick of seeing the auto spin around. Well, the battle rating... I just need to take a deep breath there. Just relax. Alright. So, the battle ratings have been not really... Well, they're being adjusted, which I will get to that in a minute. But the Matchmaker as a whole is not being fixed. And that's what is pushing players out of the game right now, along with flight models. Right now, what they're saying battle rating does is how a plane's KDR will affect how much it costs and what it gets matched up against, which is complete horseshit. I don't understand. We need to either come up with a year-based system or a era-based system or some shit, because, well, look at the Colorado here. It has a pretty crappy KDR. What is it going to be playing with pea shooters? I mean, how's this going to work at some point? I know it's not going to go all the way down the board, but this isn't a... How the hell am I trying to say this? I don't think anybody's asked for dynamic battle ratings to... Like, we're never going to get to a point where all planes are equal, and this just fucks with them. Especially as you're adjusting airplanes. Like, planes are going to get flight model changes, and then the battle rating seems to take 6 to 8 months for it to adjust for the plane to either go up or down. This is so fucked up. I'm going to do a whole podcast. I'm going to try to get on some guests who know a lot more about this and have better ideas than this, but it just frustrates the hell out of me. And 1.39, it's all 8 pages or whatever printed out here. nothing about it. So let's get back to the happy part where I was actually going to explain real quickly what crew points do and how, if I was starting over More Thunder, how I would do it. And maybe you can avoid some of the mistakes I made, or if you have more information you would like to add, or you want to yell at me I'm an idiot about this, go ahead. Let's go for it. So first thing I like to say is I originally played the first 3 to 4 months of this game as an arcade player, which is why, like you see in the illustrate, I bought all these crew slots. If you're going to play RB, it's a waste of money. The only reason I bought these is so I could have more planes during an arcade match. But if you're playing realistic battles, you're actually screwing yourself over because, as you can see, I have crew points spread out over more area, and they're just less effective. So first thing I'm saying, if you're going to play RB, don't buy crew slots. Actually, try to stack your fighters on the fighters. Try to stack your bombers on the bomber points instead of doing it horizontal like I did across the board so I could fly same era aircraft. It kind of screwed me over. So the whole crew slots, if you fly RB, my suggestion is don't buy more. Alright, so we start with the King Vision. And these have kind of, crappy descriptions to them, but basically it's how far your pilot can see planes that are directly in front of them, not behind them or whatnot, but in front of them. Awareness, which has changed a couple times to my knowledge when I was doing some research on the wiki, but this is how enemies, the awareness counterattack or counter-reacts the King Vision of an airplane, so you don't show up sooner. The problem is though is that any good realistic battle pilot is gonna see you due to a dot, but I don't put a lot of points here. I put enough just in King Vision, but I usually just look for dots anyway. G tolerance I'm finding is more important with jets than it is anything else, and I'm here in my F9 F-5, and I've been pouring every point I can to get the G tolerance up because when I do those crazy negative G's in this thing, my pilot is having asthma attacks. Stamina is the more it. I don't even know it. It affects your accuracy. Well, I'll just read it. It affects accuracy and G tolerance gradually decrease depending on the time spent in the session and number of G's sustained. It affects accuracy when you come out of a churn, essentially, which I can't say that's really ever really affected me. I might have missed 1 or 2 shots here or there, especially in jets when I come out of a churn because I can't move my crosshairs to it, but it's not a game-killing thing. Vitality, as you can see in all my things, is something I always push to 100 because it's a percentage chance of when somebody shoots your pilot that it kills it. And I hate pilot knockouts, so that's one thing I've just thrown almost every freaking point into. Gunners, you're going to hear a lot of opinions on this. I know some people spend a lot of money, and they've actually gone through accelerated training, which I'll cover that in a few minutes, to try to buy expert gunners. Expert gunners are expensive, and people are very proud of their expert gunners, and if you spend that much money and time getting them, you should be. I prefer to not use them, or I buy 1 or 2 of them, and then I rely on my manual gunning because I've never had good luck with non-expert or expert gunners. Some people will praise them. I've just never had good luck with them. And then you see there's different gunner attributes here. Let me go to actually some of my... Like this one has 2 expert gunners. It doesn't... It's up to you. I don't know. I just do manual gunning and it works. Ground service. There's something that I wasted a lot of points in arcade with is like reload speed. You'll see I threw like there's one. 14 of 50. This actually does nothing in RB. You could never put a point. There are a few points there. I've never had a plane that took, how do I put this, took more time to reload than repair. So my reload speed is like 15 seconds, but the plane still needs repair for 1:45. So you never have to worry about this skill really ever. It's more of an arcade speed of reloading in the air, which is why if I go to my British Beaufighter, where is it? Yeah, you see these, because these are all cannons, I've put a lot of points there back in the day to try and get more of that money. So, and I guess I'll stick on the British tree for a bit. So we have this, and the repair speed is how fast you repair when you're on the runway getting repaired, and also how fast it repairs in your hangar. You can churn off, let me Hello, Raptor. uh, so we're down here at the bottom right here where my mouse is moving is automatic. I feel like I'm being stalked right now. Is automatic repair for all vehicles after battle. If you turn this off, you uncheck it, and you have a high repair speed. Do it wrong button, fail. You it repairs faster. It cuts down the time. You see where it says blah blah blah. Somewhere in that list it says, all right, time to repair 38 minutes. As you upgrade that, I cannot concentrate with those messages. As you upgrade that, you cut down on that time. So if you're going to try to save up lines by not repairing aircraft, that's one skill to invest in. Also, if you just want to get off the turf faster. I might have to block that guy. Repair rank is the mechanic skill, the maximum rank of an aircraft that mechanic can repair. That goes hand in hand with repair speed. That costs a buttload, and I bought these back before the new change where it went. It used to be like a 50 repair skill, and they moved it down to 5. Reload speed, like I talked about, and weapon maintenance, I'm kind of a nut for because I use a lot of planes with cannons, and this lowers the chance of your plane to see what 173. You get the point. Lowers the chances of your guns jamming. You've all seen from my videos, I have a very heavy trigger finger in all games I play, and there's nothing more in RB than screwing over, especially with like a Panther or Corsair 1C or Bearcat 1B, of having a plane with 4 cannons and having 1 or 2 of them jam. Reason I mentioned the American planes, the American Hispano knockoffs are known in real life for jamming, and I believe, and I could be talking on my ass, that War Thunder copied that data so that the American 20s jam more than the British 20s or the German 20s. So to counteract that, I pushed all my weapon maintenance to 100 or as high as I can to counteract jamming. And if you jam an RB, you're just fucked. So we've got that fixed. And then in qualifications, we'll go over that real quick. The first qualification adds a plus. You see these plus 30s here on keen vision awareness. That's what, when you get to X amount of points, you can buy that for a percentage of the lines that the plane cost. And then the second half will go to here. It adds, I believe it's a plus 50. Where's my boomerang? There it is. The second upgrades, which go to expert, cost lions, and I'm not paying 320 lions to get eagles. That's an eagle, sorry. 320 eagles to upgrade to qualification of ace just to get plus 50. That's a waste. Just another way of them to make money. I'll say that. So if you have any questions, please be free to ask. But that's kind of how my RB is set up, and if I would go back, just try to focus points into vitality, and weapon maintenance is my biggest thing. That's my big focus, and others have other opinions, and you're all right to do your trees that way. But like I said, there's a lot of ways to waste money and time when you do your skill points. And I real quick just want to say I hate the layout of this, and I played some other free-to-plays that when through the development they've changed the system of how inventories work for game assets, and I hope that War Thunder goes, holy crap, this sucks, let's redo it. And they'll give us, allow us to sign the planes how we want and reallocate our crew points correctly, because this game has changed in the past year that I played it. And I screwed myself over, and I've kind of been screwed over by them, I think, a little bit on how I've allocated this stuff. So even just a 10 eagle, like a 10 eagle button right here, reallocate crew points, because every game I play that has levels and whatnot usually allows you to reallocate Taco Liberty Fighters, he says. That allows you to reallocate reallocate where your crew points go. I need to wrap this up before I lose my mind. So I hope there's a patch coming sooner or later. Evidently, it's not coming 1.39 as we just read on cleaning this up, because I think this is a sloppy hot mess down here. So all of you who've made it to this point of this kind of rant/anger-fueled podcast, I have an extra closed beta tanks invite that I can't really figure out what to do with, and I figured, hey, I'll throw it up to you guys. I will put this up tonight. And so next Friday, which I don't have a calendar in front of me. So next Friday, I will pick a winner if you just leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But leave a comment about anything, and I will randomly, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pick one of you guys, and I'll send you a message, and I will forward you the CBT invite, and hope you can make better use than I can of it sitting in my email box. I have another fail montage coming out shortly. I need like one or two good more clips to finish it up for you guys. Thank you for those of you who have sent in your submissions. I've actually had a lot of enjoyment from a couple of you. But until next time, will keep trying to get more data on matchmaking, and if there's anything you'd like to hear or see, just let me know. Next week, tentatively, I planned, if the World of War Thunder doesn't take too many horrible twists and turns, of us to cover premium aircraft. We'll have Kobe Wobe back on, and Walrus should be back then too, on what premium aircraft you should buy, which one makes you scumbags, which ones are fun, which ones are a waste of money, and so on. So, until then, take care.